What's going on, it's the Rap Nerd, and as you've probably heard, if you are within the comic book movie community and you're part of the fandom or whatever, that DC and David, what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Vlasov. I'm just calling him David, right? But in their quarterly conference phone call, he was saying that they have a 10-year plan for DC films that's similar to what Alan Horn and them did at Marvel. This is what he said. It's not taken out of context. He literally said this on the phone. So I want put that out there because people think I had thought that I just ran with it, but he said that. So I spent some days thinking about it, and I'm doing this video late because I have a lot to say. I've been playing around with the ideas in my head and talking to some friends about how they feel. I have a group of friends that are, they are very excited for what he's doing, and I see the points that they are making, which I'm going to get into. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I am still in a worrisome state. I still don't know how to take what he's saying, and I just want to get into that, right? So first, he said, of course, putting the Trinity back first and blah 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 about that. But again, talking about the 10-year plan he's saying, and what that does sound good, and I understand that, like, hey, at least he has a plan, right? That's true. But I've been burned so many times by DC that it's kind of hard for me to really buy him saying they have a plan. They failed 3 or 4 times already. Starting with Green Lantern was supposed to be the springboard for a connected DCE universe. Didn't get the reception they wanted, so it failed, and they just scrapped it. Gave Man of Steel to Zack. It was accepted pretty good. I think it's a phenomenal movie. Say that first of all. So gave the movie to him, and for what I know, he was brought in to make a Superman trilogy, kind of like how Nolan made a Batman trilogy, but just an updated Superman trilogy that is grounded and more realistic, kind of a not even a darker take, but a more realistic take. That's what he was brought on for. So Man of Steel happened, and then from what he said, that he was already thinking about a sequel or how to do a Man of Steel follow-up, and in the midst of that, they changed the plan on him again and said, okay, well, we want to use this to springboard a DCE universe, which I'm like, cool, but like, you just change the plans on the man once you get it. You give it to him because he had a sequel plan. And he said this before, so I'm just putting out what was said, that he went into Man of Steel thinking it was just going to be all Superman, and then they said they wanted to make a universe, and he responded with, okay, we don't need to copy Marvel because they're already 5 movies in. They have an Avengers movie by the time Man of Steel comes in, so we don't need to try to do that because they're already got the engine running. We got to do our own thing. All right. So they listened to Zack, let him do Batman vs Superman, which ended up being Zack wanting to make a 5-movie arc, a 5-movie, DC Justice League arc with Superman at the center. And you can see that all in Batman vs Superman. There's Easter eggs and everything here leading to the bigger universe, Darkseid, Parademons, the future Nightmare Superman, it's all there. So they agreed to his plan and let him do it in BVS. Comes out, doesn't get the reception that they want, even though it makes $877 million. It's not what they wanted, but it still makes $877 million. So what they do is they switch the plan up again. Hijack Justice League and give them Justice League. So this is try number 2. Or right now we're already at damn 3, right? So they take Justice League, and this is a chance for them to reboot again. Because when that movie came out, the overall reception for it was okay. It was better than what BVS was. And that was the chance for them to retool the universe, righting the ship, as they say. And they even coined the term DC, the worlds of DC. So they got rid of DCEU. So they dropped Aquaman after, which was made $1 billion. And they really had the chance to steer it how they wanted it to steer. But here we are, 2022, redoing it again. Because they failed 4 times straight. And this is from the execs. This has nothing to do with the artists. I think every artist involved, except Joss Whedon, fuck him. But I think every artist involved, director, actors, writers, in all of those movies, they did what they had to do. This is no knock on anybody. But they failed again because trying to get away from Snyder, they wanted to usher in obscure characters when people were asking for another Superman solo, for a Green Lantern movie, for a Flash movie, for a Batman solo, for a Cyborg movie. But they decided to do the obscure characters, and here we are again rebooting for the 4th time. So all of this stuff makes me like, because each time they failed, they all said, we have a plan, we have a plan, we have a plan. It sounds good, it does, but I gotta see the execution. And that's where I'm worried, because again, the part that always I hear it, I'm like, is like Marvel. And I don't mean like the type of movies they make, so they ain't gotta do with quality, but it's about trying to find, follow up Marvel. The reason why Marvel works is because they have a guy named Kevin Feige who's on both sides of the coin. He's both business savvy, knowing what can make money, and he's both creative savvy with the comics and what can work and how to weave it together. There's a reason why all these studios and there aren't more franchises who have been running this long like a well-oiled machine, because there's only one Kevin Feige. And that's my issue right there. Yes, DC and David, y'all have a plan, but are you going to execute it? Who do you have here to do that? Kevin Feige is not a guy that's just walking around everywhere. Who are you going to get to do that? And that's why I always say DC has been failing trying to chase Marvel, because they do not have what they don't. You can't just chase Marvel. You can't. You can't do anything like Marvel. You don't have Kevin Feige. You don't. He's the one puppeteering everything. You gotta have a guy like that. And they spent all this time saying they're gonna bring new people in to do it, and they don't do it. You brought Joss Whedon in to write the shit. Look what he did. You brought Jeff Johns in. Look what he did. Wonder Woman 84 isn't great at all. You brought in Walter Hamada. He's the one that's doing all these obscure films. Matter of fact, Walter Hamada didn't even want to greenlight the Joker movie, which is another fail that they're just now following that up. He also has some choice words for the Batman in Matt Reeves that I don't have liberty to say, but just know his thoughts on that aren't what you may think it is. So I say all that to say, I still have to see what they're talking about, because even right now I'm still in the dark. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. WB has ruined things so bad that it's like, are you gonna reset the universe? Are you gonna make things right? Like right now, are you gonna continue this arc and you somehow wrote Ben Affleck to be back? Do you have Henry Cavill back? Or are you just gonna recast those two and keep everyone else? Or are you gonna completely reboot it? I don't know. So hearing this news doesn't make me happy as other people, and I'm not negative at all, but I'm still just very, very weary. I gotta see it to believe it, because it's been 4 times, dog. And all 4 times y'all been trying to be like Marvel, and you've been failing at it because you're not Marvel. You don't have one guy here to stringhold everything. So I just had to get those thoughts out, man. I'm in the air. I'm just sitting back here wondering how this is gonna go. I don't know. What I would do is just make sense of what's already here, bro. That's it. Because I don't think rebooting is the best thing to do, because I don't know if we would want to just recast the new Batman when you have Pattinson there already, still in his early years. So I don't think you would want to go that route. Just make sense of what you already got, man. Simple. And that's not me saying restore the Snyderverse either. I would love that. Don't get me wrong. If you would have bring Zack back to be like, all right, you coordinate this thing, I would love that. Either way, let's just have a fresh start, man. Don't chase Marvel. Just come up with a plan, and we shall see, man. We shall see. We shall see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like what David's saying? Do you hate it? How would you do it, per se? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments. And if you like my kind of content, like and subscribe. And until next time, peace. Rap Nerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.